As you might know, I'm building the world's first KTM swap 60 horsepower Royal Enfield Himalayan, but things are not going so smooth. Is that a crack on the frame already? So I fired my dad.
Wiley, you're fired.
And so far, we've done absolutely insane amount of work. How did it get dark so quick? We removed the original engine and squeezed in a KTM 640. We replaced the original suspension with something much beefier. Cannot forget about the tires. These need to be able to handle the off-road as well. And the wheels, much lighter. We also got some Brembo stopping power. That's crazy. And I made it all happen in this tiny garage with some basic tools. But there's one problem. We've been stuck for weeks on making the engine mounts because my dad didn't make them. Not my fault at all. But this week, I promise, the engine is gonna be in. So if this feels like the type of content you might like, smash the subscribe button, like the video, and let's get right into it. Let's go. Woo-wee, guys. So not everything is quick and easy, right? So running ahead in the schedule and trying to get stuff done, there's things that get left behind, as you could imagine, which has happened a bunch to me, as you can also imagine. So I need to measure all the small spacers that I need to fit everything properly. So the front wheel needs a spacer, the rear suspension needs spacer, and some other stuff. And you know what? I'm sweating bullets here. I'm getting stressed. The guy that does all the milling, all the stuff, is a really angry dude. And I know if I mess these drawings up, he'll be angry. He'll be pissed and he might tell me to just come back next week. I'm genuinely telling you, he does that. He literally will tell like, you know what? You came too late today. Come back tomorrow or whatever. You know, like when you do those scenarios in your head, you're like, okay, I'm gonna meet him. He's gonna say this. I'm gonna say that. And then it's gonna be this. And that's happening in my head right now. And I'm like, oh, fudge. Anyway, the front wheel things have been done. Remember that guy I told you that is scary? Today he was kind of nice. I'm very surprised about it. But I'm still scared of him to film it, so there he is. But we got our spacers made, or like ordered the spacers for the front wheel. Now let's get back to welding, I guess. Let's go. This is as horrible as it could have possibly been. Look at that. The engine is on the floor. I don't know if you can see, but I was taking the bike outside to see if the sprocket axle measurements still measure up, and it looks good. And I had a little bit of an oopsie. While I was moving the bike off the center stand, the engine fell out and hit head first on the concrete, and actually spring a small leak as well near the head. It doesn't impede us immediately, but this will definitely be a problem for a later day though. It's not looking good. Well, I don't see any immediate damage, so that is good. Fingers crossed there's no damage. Let's just try not to drop anything else for some time. And let's get on with making some brackets. Let's go. I think the sprocket to swing arm to axle ratio is still fine. If you see, there's a slight twist to it, there's like a slight bend to it, but with lowered down suspension, the angle will disappear. And the light as well. And this is the piece of metal that we're gonna be using for it. 4mm steel. Let the cutting begin. Ooh, it's been a week since I've cut metal and had metal shavings up my glad to be back. Plasma cutter would really help me out here. So yeah, if you guys have plasma cutter companies, feel free to hit me up and sponsor me with a plasma cutter. Anyway, let's cut this, let's drill some holes, and let's weld some stuff up. Let's go. Man, that machine is completely useless. It just slips and doesn't have any power. How did I spend all this money on that shit? Alright, I made these bad boys. All I need is now a tube in between them. This is gonna be like this. And the axle is gonna go through it like this. And the first part of bracket will be somewhat done. Let's go. Now is the time when I'm gonna give my life's worth of trying to weld this together straight. Bear with me, fingers crossed, all of the fingers west side and those, and let's go. So this is how it looks. It's here and it's gonna be there. As you can see, I will need to cut this off and make some new mounts here instead. Remember when I said that I will not cut the frame? Well, that's kind of out of the window anymore because I need to cut those off and make some new mounts. Let's cut the frame. Shoo! So for that engine mount, I've drawn these. I'm gonna cut these out. This is a leftover from the previous things that I cut. I need to take out the rear axle that I made there from too as well, because lo and behold, much to your surprise, it also broke in half. Now, it is not a problem that I broke in half per se, because I'm not gonna use it to actually axle. I'm just using it to center correctly all the swing arm. It just adds another hassle that I need to do right now. I did the good old weld them together to get the holes absolutely straight, and also the half moon thingy that mounts to the frame. Now these are both done. Let's cut them apart and mount them on the frame. I already tested it, they fit very nicely. So the bracket is in and the mounts are off to the frame. They look pretty straight. It's probably time to tack weld them in. Yay! Well, this was, by the way, fourth time I've been here in the last week. And this guy is incredible. He's not finished it yet. So I need to come back on Monday because he said that he's gonna come on Saturday and Sunday just to finish it. I don't know about that, but there's nothing else we can do. No axle and no spacers this week. At least we can go back to garage and finish putting the engine brackets in. Let's go there. Alright then, now with the tack welds in on the engine mounts, let's put in the engine just to test it one last moment before we actually weld the mounts in, because you never know. Let's do a reality check and then let's weld in the mounts, and then on to the real mounts, and then to the other mounts, and then to the other mounts, and then 30 minutes later. Did I just sound like an Indian? 30 minutes later. Must be my audience affecting me there. Well, it's not pretty, but neither are you, so this is gonna have to do. This is looking pretty decent to me. Now I'm back to cardboard assisted design to make that ear for the engine mount. Alright gents, the Grandmaster of CAD has finished his CAD, and I need 4 of these from 4mm steel. This is what I'm cutting it out from. There's gonna be, I guarantee you, at least an hour of grind cutting. Man, I need a plasma cutter. Alright guys, so I measured up the plates and they actually look very good. It's nearly exactly where we need to be. I will drill a couple of holes through here just to kind of secure the tack weld. And then we have the first mount done, and then we have a couple of more. Boy, I really do not want to cut a mullet. I welded up these and they are less than pretty. I really cannot figure it out. It has to be the settings of the machine, because every other time the welds come out completely different. I make sure that I make sure that everything is clean, and still the welds come out different. Now, a lot of that is my own fault for sure, because I have shaky hands like an alcoholic. I'm gonna clean them up because I cannot leave it like this. And grinder will make the welder you ain't. That's exactly what I am. Alright gents, now the engine is balanced in the frame. I put on the brackets where they're supposed to be and everything's still in shape and form. Let's tack weld them in, let's take it out and let's weld it in. the next question is, how do I get the engine out now? Because now it's actually in the frame. Do I need to drop the cradle now every time I want to move the engine? Well, that sucks. I'm gonna remove the bracket, put it on the table and see if I can make any respectable welds at all. It might be here, not in the settings, I don't know. I've done it so much, I should be better. You let me know in the comments, why am I such a bad welder? Woo! I found the problem. The problem here. Now the problem was settings. I gave it way more power. More power, baby! And with way more power, look at this goddamn weld. Alrighty, gentlemen, what do you think about that? The engine is in. It is not perfect, but it's very good. We need to figure out the front mounts there. And there's an exhaust. What do you think about that? You let me know in the comments. You think this is good enough or we need something smaller? For me, I would kind of like something a little bit smaller than this. This looks a little bit chunky on a smaller scale of a bike that it is. Let's make the front mounts mullet time, baby. So today it's make it or cut it day. So either I make it or I have to cut the mullet. So let's hope for not. I don't understand how some people pay for courses for CAD. Look at this, I've perfected method of CAD. Now guys, if you know any plasma cutter companies that might help me out with some plasma cutter tools, hit them up. Tag them in my videos, tag them in my shorts, in my reels on Instagram. By the way, check out my Instagram down below. Also, really good stuff to check out. Time to cut out. So let's make some more dust. Alright, boys and girls, been a considerable amount of faffing around, but it's in there, it's in there. Probably not the most beautiful solution I've ever seen, but this is actually my first ever build of this sort, so mistakes are gonna be made and we do what we can. I'm learning as we go when it comes to fabrication. It's time now to do the cardinals in, take the engine out, let the brackets fold in because they will be overheated, and weld everything together. I am not cutting a mullet, I am not. So behind the dust cloud is the welded subframe thing. The reason why I'm so far from it, it's kind of like in Vice Grip Garage. This is like a 40-foot project. So standing about 20 to 40 feet away from your project, it looks decent. So this is how we're gonna treat my project today as well. Wait, what? Is that a crack on the frame already? No way! Ah no, it's the welds. Alright. Well, I have to say this is actually my fault as well because I welded it and then I grinded it down. Safe to say not a perfect solution. I'll probably sleeve this with a bigger tube later on just to make sure that it's solid. But for now, these are not cracks. Oh, whew. But I got pretty concerned about that for a moment. And that marks the point where the engine mounts are in. 2 out of 3. The third one, we are missing some spacers to be able to do them. I posted on Instagram, please let me go home and finish this in the next episode. I really hope you guys have voted that I can go home and edit instead, because obviously I need to edit all these hours of work. And by the way, the Himalayan shirts are still available in the store down below. If you want to check them out, check them out. If you want to have some, have some. If you don't want, don't want. Make sure that you click that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.